Inscription number 57. Abhona plates of Sankaragana, Kalachuri samvat 347. This inscription provides the earliest record of Kalachuris as the successor of Sankaragana. Was defeated by the Chalukyan king Pulkesin, and the Kalachuris were reduced to a state of servitude. This inscription fills a gap of ancient India's history, as until now, there was a blank in the history of the Kalachuris which extended to more than 2 centuries after the overthrow of Buddharaja. The Kalachuri era was a Hindu calendar system started by Abhira king Isvarasena. This system started at some time from 248 to 250 CE. Provenance, Abhona village in Kalavana taluka, Nasik district. Script, Brahmi Southern class. Language, Sanskrit. English translation of the inscription. 1. Om. Hail. 2. From the victorious camp pitched at Ujjayini. In the lineage of the Katachchiris, which like the great ocean is extensive and spotless, as the firmament, clear on the approach of autumn. Illuminated by the mass of rays on the excellences of many jewels of men, which lineage and ocean is inviolable. Because it is the home of beings of great strength full of gravity, or depth and busy preserving their stability. There was the glorious Krishnaraja, who illumined the world with his fame, charming the hearts of all people like moonlight. Who like the moon, from his birth, was devoted to Pasupati and caused the splendor of the lotus lake to blossom forth. But was free from the blemish of spots, who was resorted to by all virtues which attract men to kings and by others as if out of the temptation to obtain a superior shelter. Who had a prosperous circle of subjects. Who had legitimately appropriated to himself power and success, who, resplendent with his illustrious family, the flow of his liberality being ceaseless, and the majesty of his power well known, roaming fearlessly, subdued the regions as the chief in a herd of wild elephants with the ceaseless flow of its rutting juice. Displaying the greatness of its strength, roaming about fearlessly, bends down the rows of the forest, whose weapons were for the protection of the distressed, whose wars were for humbling the pride of his enemies, whose learning was for modesty, whose acquisition of wealth was for the purpose of gifting away, whose gifts were in the cause of dharma, and whose dharma was for obtaining bliss. 3. His son the glorious Sankaragana, a great devotee of Shiva, the lord of countries bounded by the eastern and western oceans and other lands, who meditated on the feet of his parents, who was a matchless warrior in the world, whose fame was tasted by the waters of the 4 oceans, whose majesty was equal to that of Kuber, Varuna, Indra, and Yam, who had acquired a resplendent royal fortune by the prowess of his arm, to whose great prowess the circle of all the feudal lords had submitted, who pursued religious duty, wealth, and pleasure without allowing them to encroach upon each other, whose profound and lofty mind was well satisfied with the mere submission, who acquired virtuous deeds by bestowing immense wealth, acquired by properly protecting his subjects, who reinstated long uprooted royal families, who were the uprooter of the excessively proud, who granted to the afflicted, the blind, and the poor the object of their desires, far in excess of their expectations, issues this order to all the royal feudatories, Bhogikas, heads of provinces, the heads of states and villages, officers and others. 4. Be it known to you that for the increase of religious merit and fame of our parents and ourselves, we have granted, at the request of Gogga, with the pouring of libation of water, 100 Nivartanas of land, by a Nivartana measuring 40 units on both sides, in the village of Vallisika, situated in the district of Bhogvardhana. with the right to collect all payments free from all dues, forced labor and search and disclosure, according to the maxim of Badmitshidra.